رولاند داره میاد که باشه چند دقیقه صحبت بکنیم. مطمئنم حرفا شنیدنیه، خوشتون میاد. در مورد عمان، در مورد انگلیس، اروپا، شرایط مهاجرت بشه، اینکه چرا اینجا داره کار میکنه و چرا کلی مهندس اروپایی الان داره میاد سمت کشورهای خاورمیانه. میخوایم با هم صحبت بکنیم، مخصوصا کشورهای مثل عمان، امارات، عربستان سعودی مخصوصا چرا دارن انقدر میان و خودش اینجا یه مهندس در واقع حمل و نقله که اینجا زندگی میکنه. حرفاش فکر میکنم خیلی شنیدنی باشه، با هم دیگه بشنویم در مورد شرایط زندگیش تو عمان و انگلیس بهمون میگه. فکر کنم اولین چیزی که خب من یه هدیه مامانم آورده بود برای رولاند، بعد 2 ماه مونده بود. الان مامانم این ویدیو رو ببینه و بعد 2 ماه من دارم این کادوشو بهش میدم که ببره، قشنگ منو میکشه. ولی قصد اینه که ما یه چند دقیقه با رولاند میخوایم صحبت کنیم، یه چند تا سوال ازش میخوام بپرسم از تجربهش تو عمان. حتی اینم میگم انگلیسی من خیلی خوب نیستم، ولی خب بهم یکم روحیه داد که نگرانش کنم که بریتیشه و خورده سخته. Anyway, this is small thing for you. But from Isfahan.
Isfahan.
Yeah, from Isfahan.
Okay.
And my mother brought it for you.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's lovely. Thank you.
Yeah, but 2 months ago. Yeah, that's for 2 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Hope you enjoy it. And
thank you, mother, for me. That's
show
lovely.
to
That's beautiful. Yeah,
Anna
yeah.
and Tracy. Hope you
Yeah,
enjoy
yeah. And
it.
my brother-in-law.
Yeah, sure.
My brother-in-law.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think he know anything about Iran. Yeah.
Isfahan, yeah?
Isfahan.
Okay, thank
But
you.
you can.
That's lovely. Thank you
It's
so
like
much.
a gift or souvenir.
Yeah. That's very nice. Thank you.
چند تا سوال میخوام ازش بپرسم در مورد تجربه زندگیش تو عمان و اینکه اصلا چرا عمانه. حالا بهتره که خودش بگه، بعد منم چیزایی که فهمیدم بهتون میگم. Roland, tell us how long have you been in Oman?
Okay. So I came to Oman in April 2023. So I've been here just over a year.
Around 1 year.
Yeah, just over a year. Yeah.
And why you stay in Oman?
Work. So I came here from the UK for work reasons. My company in the UK had an opportunity for me to travel to Muscat and work on a project in Sultan Haytham City and Soha. So I took the opportunity to relocate to Muscat.
And what's your business here or job? You're an engineer, I think.
I'm a transport and mobility engineer.
Maybe I remember that you work in Sultan Haytham City.
Yeah, so I've been working on the Sultan Haytham City for 3 years, and it's now going to construction. So my company is supervising the construction activity of all the highway and roads and infrastructure, utilities and things like that.
It's a big project.
Big project, very big project.
And what about Oman? Tell us about Oman, your experience, and why you chose Oman. And I want to have a compare between Oman and UK. Inflation and something, you know, because lots of Irani people think that Europe is heaven. Yes, we have lots of facilities in UK, in Europe, but they think that we have no any problem in UK or Europe. So tell them something to young people in Iran and your experience.
Okay, so the main difference, well, one of the things I find so endearing of Oman and Muscat in particular is the people. The people are very, very friendly, very hospitable. People will do everything they can to help, particularly tourists and people who are unfamiliar with the surroundings, so they're very, very helpful. That's one thing I find you will not... I find it's a unique element of Muscat and Oman, how friendly and helpful the local people are. Very, very hospitable and very, very friendly. Much, much more than in Europe. Significantly more than they are in Europe. The other big difference between Oman and Europe is how clean the city is. The city of Muscat is so clean. Very, very
more than Europe.
More than Europe, much more than Europe. And that's another big... All of my family who've come here, my friends who've come here, they all say they're all really surprised by how well kept. So all of the public streets with the all the landscaping, the trees, the grass is all well maintained and carefully kept and maintained. Whereas in Europe, there's always litter, there's always rubbish, it's always dirt. Whereas in Oman and Muscat,
and even in UK,
more so in the UK, it's much stricter. So they're the two big. When people come and visit me in Muscat, they've been the two big things that people always comment on. First, the people are so friendly, and second, how clean Muscat, for a capital city of a country, is compared to other cities. Two big things.
And about income, it's not a good thing I ask you about your income, but I want to have a compare about Europe and UK and here. An engineer who want to work here or in Europe. So why you are here? Because of the tax or something?
So the main reason for me working here in Oman, and it's the same for any country in the Middle East, whether that be UAE or Saudi Arabia, is that you don't pay tax. In the UK, we pay between 36 and 40% tax on everything that we earn, which is a lot of money that goes to the government. Whereas here in Oman and UAE and Saudi Arabia, it's 0%. So that means, it's a big difference to your salary, saving that 40%. And in places like Australia, I've got colleagues who have moved from Australia to Oman, and they save 50% tax.
Wow.
So, this is why it's so there are so many expats coming in from around the world to UAE, and most, UAE's had a big domineering effect on expat community, but Oman now is very, very popular with expats coming in from Europe and America and Australia looking for jobs here, because Oman as a country is growing and it's developing. There are lots of new cities being developed. There's not lots of new infrastructure being developed. So it's a country within the Middle East that's definitely on the up. Whereas Dubai is already up here. Saudi Arabia is huge and they're spending hundreds and millions of dollars.
So it's a good situation.
But Oman is getting really, really popular now for people.
Good. And the last question, do you have any economical problem or inflation in UK or not?
Yes. So this is the first time, I think this week, this is the first time that inflation has stopped, or the interest rates have taken a step down. We've gone through 5-6 years of economic uncertainty and a huge amount of economic pressure, which means that the cost of living in the UK for British citizens is very expensive. So the cost of heating, the cost of borrowing money, the cost of fuel for driving vehicles, the cost of food, it's all very, very high. So yeah, it's been
especially in London.
It's right throughout the UK, but London in particular. Every major city, every capital city in the world has a higher.
Yeah, same time.
Tehran in Iran would be more expensive than some of the more rural areas.
So I got think that we have inflation and economical problem in UK also, and in London. And it's easy to find a job for young people. If they are experts.
Yeah, if you have a degree, if you have a qualification, a good academic degree, then it is easy to find graduate training schemes. The UK and the European community, business community, really look after graduates. There's a lot of competition for places in the UK for graduates, but graduate training and graduate development from universities by big companies like Google and Amazon and big engineering companies like WSP and AECOM and Jacobs, they all have very, very good graduate training schemes. They have very good connections with universities around the country, and then they take those students that are doing well in exams and they bring them into their business. And that's across engineering and all sorts of disciplines.
And they can provide a car or home for themselves so easy for young people.
It's for young people. It's difficult. Young people to rent is expensive. Young people can't buy property in the UK, and there are lots of people in their early 30s who've been working for 10, 12 years who can't buy accommodation because they can't. It's so expensive to borrow money to buy property, but you can rent. So the rental market's very competitive, and the rents are quite high as well. So it is really a lot of Brexit is another issue. Brexit makes it more difficult for foreign nationals to relocate into the UK, whereas before Brexit it was easier for international students to work in the UK. Now it's very, very difficult. So we are as a country in a very good place, the UK.
Because I know lots of Iranian people, they live in UK, and but I think most of them are so rich because they have their own car, they have their own home, and they think that yes, UK is a very good place to live in, but they won't tell you we have lots of problem, and UK people and British people, they have lots of economical problem also. So they say, yes, here is so good, just everything is good, and you have no any problem.
I think the big attraction for the UK is the welfare system. So if you work, you come to the UK as a resident, and you get residency, then all of the healthcare is free, and all of you have things called social security, which where you can, if you're unable to work, the government pays you. So there's a good benefit system once you're in the UK, which attracts a lot of foreign people.
For expats.
Yeah, for people who want to come in. No, for British as well, British citizens, but also people who come and want to live in the UK. They see the welfare system within the UK is a big attraction. But to be honest, it's not as good as it used to be 20 years ago. And people who rely on the welfare system they struggle to survive day to day. And a lot of people that I know who've come across in the last 10, 15 years from, whether it be from Iran or whether it be from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, they are now heading back home.
Heading back to maybe other countries.
Other countries or
countries.
Yeah.
Because I asked another friend from Spain and Russia, they told me they wanna come to Middle East to work here because of the tax in Europe. That was amazing for me. What happened in Europe? That's why I decided to ask you some question to, I don't know, inform Irani guys. In Europe we have also problem. Yeah, we have lots of facility, but I don't know, maybe they change their mind about Europe. You can go there and you can find lots of facilities. But it doesn't mean that Europe is even, or just Iran we have lots of problems. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And the last sentence, if you want to tell something to Irani guys, tell them.
Tell them what?
I don't know about their life, because I think you are maybe around 50 years old.
57.
Yeah. But for young people, I don't know, they think that they have no any future, they have no any vision.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm 57 years of age.
Wow.
And I
you don't look like 57.
No, I look like 60. This is my first overseas placement with work. So previously I did all of my work in the UK, and it was always an ambition of mine to spend time working internationally. I've worked on international projects before from the UK.
This is the first time.
It's the first time I've left my family and I've moved to a new country to start a new job at the age of 57. So for anybody, any young people out there who may think they have to do this when they're in their late 20s or early 30s, you can do it at any time of your life. If you have the ambition and you have the support of your family, which I have, then this is a great opportunity for you to travel and work. And if you have a good education and a good support system behind you, then the world's an exciting place. And the world's a really small place. From Oman and Dubai and Saudi Arabia, I've traveled extensively in the last 12, 16 months. I haven't gone over to, I'd like to have travelled to India when I was here in Oman, but I just haven't had the time. But inshallah, then hopefully I'll get a chance to do that at some point in the future. But there's lots of, the world is a very small place. Communication is very easy and quick, so people can work internationally. Languages now based on your ability to use WhatsApp or a computer. Everyone communicates that way. Even an old man like myself, I do a lot of my business communication on WhatsApp. So I think for any young people who are thinking about traveling, don't think you have to do it when you are in your 20s and 30s. You can have it at any time of your life. I'm testing to that. It took me 33 years of a career before I decided to move out of the UK and come and work in Oman.
So you recommend them to be an expert at first
Get
travel around the world?
Yeah, definitely.
And make a community.
Definitely, yeah. Find a community. If you're working within an industry, particularly an industry like engineering, you have a community already. We sort of jokingly say that the industry that I work in is a family. So everybody knows each other, no matter whether you work in Italy, in France, Portugal, the UK, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Oman. We all know each other because we all have similar interests. We meet up online on conferences. We work on projects, whether they be multiple disciplines or in companies working on one particular project. So you get to know people, and also if you work in industry like I've done for 33 years, then people that I recruited as graduates are now in senior positions in other companies, and so I get to know. I keep in contact. So I think it's once you get into an industry and you fix your goal about what you want to do with your life and your career, then invest time and invest in networking with your colleagues.
I think the most important thing is the time, investing in the time.
Correct.
Because they are young people.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Roland. Hope to have a good trip to UK and then Saudi. You will back near us.
Yeah. And hopefully back to Oman at some point in the very future.
Just tell me.
Yeah.
And hope to meet you again. I don't know where, but maybe in Oman, maybe in UK, maybe in Saudi.
Yeah.
We don't know about the future.
Don't know.
But we will see.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.